Okay.
And good afternoon. I tell you what, it's really, really nice here in the UK at the moment, and I've been trying to work out today my weight loss. Well, my weight loss plan for the next few weeks and everything, and what I'm going to eat
Yes.
and stuff. And I tell you what, we got a wonderful Dr. Lauren Simmons here, and hello, Dr. Lauren.
Hello there. Hello there.
Thank you very much for joining me today.
You're welcome.
Um, what it was, everybody at the moment in time, because in the UK and where you are, everybody is kind of like got stuck in, and the weight is piled on, and everybody was eating totally rubbish. Um, so firstly, how does one kind of know what foods to eat? The proper foods.
Right. The proper food that you want to eat, since everybody has been, it was happening throughout the entire world that we just kind of hunkered down when stay at home came, and people were just eating whatever they and drinking. Don't forget that,
Yeah, yeah.
whatever they had. So now that we're digging out, people are like, oh my goodness, I can't fit my clothes. So you definitely want to eat, a lot of greens and so forth. You want to eat a lot of greens and make sure that it's healthier food than what you've been eating when you were in quarantine.
Right. Okay. And because what it is, I don't know if you know about me, but I've been on TV, done a lot of films,
Uh-huh.
and and I'm in the and the trouble is, my weight, I lost a lot of weight, and then I came back, I had a stroke, several strokes, heart attack, and the trouble is, it's so difficult to lose it if you're not really motivated. Isn't that
Right.
right?
Correct. It is. If you don't really have if you don't really have anything that's saying, you have to, if you don't do this, then this is going to happen and so forth. There are many people that experience that until they get to the place that I really want to lose the weight, because we get caught up in this. I basically I'm gonna live the way that I want to live until we're forced to. Yeah, we definitely stay in that place, when we're motivated, until we're motivated to do so. uh, a little similar thing happened to me. I was actually affected by environmental factors that caused my weight onset. So I experienced sick building syndrome. So that's when you have a lot of black mold in the building, where you are, wherever that might be, whether it's a home or your work building. And at this point, it was my work building. It was in my direct space, and I had no idea that I was highly allergic to black mold. And so, of course, it got in my lungs. It brought on a weight
Mhm.
increased, weight gain, to the point where I was basically at my highest weight I had ever been. I was 219 pounds, and I'm 5'4". So,
Mm,
yeah,
yeah,
I actually could have died from it because I didn't realize how allergic I was to black mold. And black mold is deadly for everybody.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it brought on, I had sick building syndrome. And, I essentially, once it took me 2.5 years to get to the bottom of what had happened, because a lot of the specialists did not know. They were diagnosing me with other things. They didn't go in the direction of what had actually happened, except for one. Actually, it was two specialists that really figured out what happened. And they said, you definitely have to go natural. Like there's no medication or anything like that, that you can use that will help you with this. So you definitely have to go natural, because I don't like prescription meds anyway. Um, that's just, that's just me. My mom never gave them to us as a child, so we weren't accustomed to taking them.
Yeah. I I'm a big obesity campaigner.
Uh-huh.
I do a lot of campaigning about obesity, children and adults and
Yeah.
everything because I've been there, you know.
Yeah.
I've been there and I can tell the story about it. But there's people out there at the moment who are kind of so scared about leaving their house,
Yeah.
right? Because they're big, they don't look right and everything. What do you say about that?
I say you really have to be comfortable in your own skin, and you really have to seek, if in fact, you need to seek some help for whatever's going on with you, or, you need to get out and just do normal things. Start small. Start
Yeah,
small,
yeah,
and, start with just the little things. Like for me, I would say during the pandemic, and, I am, I guess, would you would be considered in good health. um I had pure anxiety when I would go out just to the grocery store. So it would just, just baby steps when you're going out, because that's real to
yeah.
whoever's experiencing it. It's real. So, if in fact you have to get like a buddy or something like that, to go with you and take like baby steps, maybe just go, say for instance, I'll use the grocery store as an example. Just maybe, go and get one item, and then um go and get one item, and then, leave the grocery store, what have you. Or another thing that people were experiencing, that the doctors were telling me, is that people were afraid to go to their doctor's appointments. So
Yeah,
there
yeah.
are people who haven't been to their doctor's appointments in over a year. And, rightfully so, because it's still, for all intent purposes, a public place.
Mm. It's stigma though, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So you definitely want to go. People are getting more comfortable now, so that might be a good thing for you. They're getting more comfortable now, going out and getting doctor's appointments and what have you, going out and get yourself checked and so forth, because life is still happening.
I go out anyway, so I'm not sure. Um,
Yeah.
can can women, can women still have a menopause while they're losing weight?
Say it again.
Can women kind of like still have their menopause while they're losing weight? While they're losing weight?
Yes. So this is one thing I've been hearing about lately. um, a lot of women believe when they go into menopause that they cannot lose weight. That's absolutely not true. It's the same as when you gain, weight that is more than what you're accustomed to. You definitely can lose weight. It is a little more difficult, especially if you don't know what it is that you are supposed to be eating, or you attempt to continue to eat the same way that you've been eating. So, say for instance, I hear a lot of people in general. I won't just, say women, but a lot of people in general, they're like, oh, I like to have my glass of wine and so forth. I still like to have my glass of wine. Guess what? That wine is keeping weight on you because it's sugar.
Yeah,
It still metabolizes like sugar. And also that wine, when you having those hot flashes, or those private summers that you're having, the wine is the culprit for you having those hot flashes. So just think about, you just want to think about that when you are ingesting the processed sugar.
how about how about women who are pregnant?
In terms of what, weight loss?
Well, menopause. If they're having
Say it again.
can women still have menopause while they're pregnant?
I haven't heard of that. I haven't. They can get in. Yes, they can have babies. It's the way that you said it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yes, you
yeah, yeah.
absolutely
Sorry.
can get pregnant in menopause. Yes.
Gosh. I didn't even I didn't even realize that.
Until you get completely. I've heard of it. I've heard of it happening now. I've definitely heard of it happening. Yeah, to women. So you want to be, you definitely want to be very careful, when your menses cease. And that's something that you want to speak with your doctor about, to continue to get tested, to find out, what stages and so forth that you're in, because your body is experiencing a lot of things while you're going through the stage. That is yet another hormonal stage or reproductive stage that you're going through.
Hmm. Now, I've been looking at your website, and
Yeah.
on your website,
Yes.
there was a good question, and it was something to do with, detox. Does detox work for men? Does it?
It does. It does. It does. In order for you to change your lifestyle, you want to begin by detoxing everything that is in your body. What I've observed, as I'm, working with different people, because everybody processes is the same.
Hmm.
But when you are going on a new lifestyle journey, it begins in the mind. And if you don't think it begins in the mind, try starting a new lifestyle after you have eaten everything that you want, everything that your heart desires. Try starting a new lifestyle journey and see what happens. The first thing you start doing, well, can I still eat this? Can I still eat that? Can I still eat this? When you go on a new lifestyle journey, you begin with a detox, and you have to remove all of those things that are in your system first, as you are learning how to begin a new lifestyle that works for you, because everything doesn't work for everybody. You have to begin with a detox.
Yeah, but
And
surely with the detox, so sorry for butting in there, but surely with the detox, you need to do that slowly and gradually, because you can't just come off it, can you?
no, you can't. You want to definitely take, you don't want to do what I did. I definitely went cold turkey with everything that I did. I don't do that to other people because of the stage that I was in. And so I was having migraines that trigger like strokes, and I had to get all of the toxins out of my system in order to calm my body down, because my body was exhausted. And so, yeah, you definitely take it gradually. You take it step by step, because it is a lot to intake for someone who is not I would say, who is not well versed on the subject. Okay. So it's all, you're always learning, and you're always learning your body. I'm always learning my body, and I know how to detox. I know how to get the weight, off. I know what to eat when my body is doing this, when my body's feeling like that. I know how to switch up my foods and so forth. But for those individuals who are still learning their bodies, they definitely don't know how to do that. And so, yeah, it's a journey. It's not a destination. And yes, I do have male clients that I do coach, and they say, they have to take it slow. They have to do the same thing as my female clients do. It's the learning process. It's a journey. And I get phone calls constantly. Well, can I eat this? Can I eat that? And it's like, well, try this instead. Try this instead, because you can't go no, 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 no. That causes people to have anxiety. Um, you know,
Trouble is, we get told all the time what foods are good for us and what's not. Who can we believe?
you have to know what is the way that you believe, you believe those individuals who will not box you into one particular set thing and say, oh, you have to be a this, you have to be, you have to be a Z, you have to be a, you have to be a B. What I do when I work with clients, I look at their whole entire self. So you have to look at, your history. What is it that, your body likes? What is it that your body doesn't like? And let me tell you, your body will tell you what it does not like. It
Oh
will
yeah,
tell you. People don't pay attention to it though. if you eat a meal and you are ready to go to sleep after you eat the meal, your body's not digesting the food at all. It's not digesting it. Your body is actually rejecting it. And people generally look at they talk about it as comfort food. When you are eating food that makes you so how can I say it, so comfortable until you want to go to sleep,
Mm.
food gives you energy.
What's it?
Food gives you
Yeah,
energy. Yeah.
yeah. Um, which of your weight loss plans are best?
So I look at all of them are good. All of my weight loss programs are good. It just depends on what the individual likes and what they're comfortable with. There are people who need support, and they need to be in a group, and they need to have the support of other individuals around them that they can reach to, right away. Other other individuals, or other clients, they need to have me one on one. And, they only need to have me one on one, and they want to be able to say, okay, this is what I'm working on. Okay, can we meet, twice a month and talk about, how I'm doing and check in and so forth, and other people can go through, the self pace and just meet like once a week. So I have a 6 week course that's coming up, and it's going to be starting in September, and it's going to go, hold your hand. You're going to be able to look at the online course, and we meet to talk about, how you're doing, and, have you gone through the steps that you're supposed to go to? Have you taken your time? And so it's going to be really good. I definitely slowed it down for people because, like I said, everybody needs to, it's baby steps. It's
Mm.
baby steps along the way.
And everybody's different, you know.
Say it again.
Everybody, everyone is different.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
everyone is definitely different. I tell people, do not look at do not look at what I did, because if you look at what I did, it'll give you anxiety. It
mm,
really would, because I have a lot of knowledge in my head, so I know exactly what it is that I can do. So they look at, the end result of what I did, and they're like, I want that. And I'm like, are you sure? I always have to ask him, are you
yeah,
sure?
yeah.
Yeah.
I went to boot camp, and in 6 months I lost 11 stone.
Okay.
11 stone. But when I came back, I had a stroke and everything.
Okay.
And the trouble is, if we do like kind of like people say join the gyms and all this lot and boot camps, it's all good about losing weight. But the
Yeah.
trouble is, if you're because it's other parts, with obesity and weight loss and everything, there's also illnesses that are attached to that, and
Right.
you've got to be so careful, ain't you?
Right. You do. I have most of the people that I coach have lifestyle diseases. They have like what we call lifestyle diseases. They have hypertension, they
Yeah,
have diabetes, they have asthma, kidney challenges and so forth. And so I definitely have mentors that I work with to, advise me, because I always ask questions. I know generally what to do. I have coached individuals, out of their diabetes, out of their hypertension and so forth. But I do still, advise the individuals to work with their doctors, and because the doctors know, they hold all of their medical records, whereas I don't hold all of their medical records, and I never would. But
mm,
I go by based on what you tell me.
yeah,
And so, yeah, I definitely work with them. When you have individuals that have chronic illnesses and so forth, you still must continue to work with your medical doctor, because that is, like you said, you went to boot camp and you came back, and you had a medical emergency. You definitely want to stay under the care of your doctor
mm.
as you're going through it, because that's very important.
How did you arrive at being a health coach?
when I went on my own wellness journey, I became I don't know, obsessed with it because I thought it was so much fun. I was actually having fun even though I was going through a medical a journey myself, or a wellness journey myself. I actually had fun while I was doing it, and I'm like, "Oh, wow. This is fun. Food can do this, food can do that." And it was almost as if I went into a cave, and when I came out, I was 101 pounds down. And people were like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm fine." I'm fine now, because they had not seen me at my what should have been my normal size. So I'd always like hovered around like maybe 100, and I would say maybe like 150 pounds, and or 140 pounds or something like that. And for someone that is 5 feet 4 inches, that's still too large.
Yeah.
And so when I decreased and I went to my what should have been my normal size or weight, which was 118 pounds, people were uncomfortable with that. And I should say Americans are uncomfortable with that, because in America we are real comfortable with obesity.
Because
We're real comfortable with that.
there is a major problem in America, though, isn't it? With
Yeah.
obesity, it's a big problem, isn't it?
Yes, and it's almost as if it's okay. It's okay is if you are not, the size that you should be, because um because we like being comfortable. We don't really look at healthy food as the norm. Many people don't, I should say. We don't look at I'm saying not healthy food, healthy lifestyle. I'll say
Yeah.
that as the norm. And so when people, eat that way, they're like, "Oh no, I like this because this is the way mama and daddy cooked it. And so this is the way that I'm going to cook it. And this is the way I'm going to eat." It's almost as if they get FOMO when they're not eating the way that they did in their childhood.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a mindset shift.
Yeah. The last question I'm going to ask you is this: that
Okay.
if you were on the government in the US, and what would you change about, what would you change about what's going on with obesity and health and everything? What would you do?
I would actually like to have a be a part of a nationwide shift in terms of eating healthy. And I know that we have them, but to dig a little deeper into, definitely making it a part of our full on lifestyle, and for people not to have to pay for it, because it is expensive to eat healthy. It's definitely expensive to eat healthy. Eat healthier, I'll say. It's
Amen.
expensive to do so. And so people are like, "Oh my God, that's expensive to do so." And I'm like, "Have you ever looked at your doctor bill? Have you ever looked at your doctor bill? Look at your doctor bill and look at your grocery bill. Either I share with people, either you're gonna get that cost on the front end or the back end, where you're going to have that expense. I'd rather have it on the front end and not have that doctor bill on the back end, and not have, and have to pay
Yeah.
for it at the expense of my health."
Yeah. Look, thank you very much for coming on. That you have been a godsend.
Thank
And
you.
we would love you. I'm getting a lot of response here, but we haven't got time. I'm getting, on my website, we got 33,000 people on my website altogether.
Yes.
And we've got loads of people, and people coming on want to ask you questions, and people are saying, "Thank you very much. Um, thank you very much, Dr. Lauren. Thank you very much, Dr. Lauren. I'd love you to come back on Steve's show again to talk more about weight loss, because we're going through some issues ourselves. Can you please come back?" Um, Love it, love it, love it, love it. People are saying, "Oh, this was brilliant." So we're getting lots and lots of messages, and I
I
think
would
what
love
they,
to.
I
They can
think,
actually go to my website and get in contact with me if they have questions.
yeah, yeah, sure, yeah. So what's happened is, so guys, what will happen now is this that this will go on our website, Crossroads Podcast UK on Facebook, and it'll be a link on there for Dr. Lauren's web page, website page, and Facebook page. And if you've got any questions or anything, please kind of like direct her with the questions, and she can help you. Also, guys, don't forget we can help you too with a counsellor. If you've gone through a bad time at the moment with weight or mental health, you know where to come because we've got counsellors on here now that could actually talk to you. Okay, so there you go. But Dr. Lauren, thank you very much. We'd love you to come back again. And that was really good. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Well, there you go, guys. Thank you very much for Dr. Lauren. That was Dr. Lauren K. Simmons, and she's from all the way from United States of America. And yeah, that was really good. So, guys, I'll be back around about 5 o'clock and with Megan and our usual spot. See you then.